So, question number 1 from our German fans. How did you come to bodybuilding?
Actually, I was always interested in bodybuilding from a very young age. I found a book on Tom Platz when I was about 12 years old, and I was always fascinated by his legs. And so I actually found an old weight set in my dad's shed, put it into the house. My parents didn't know, and I done squats every night, 12 years old. My legs grew pretty fast. So
just your legs?
Yeah, just my legs. I didn't even want big arms, I just wanted big legs. And from that then, you know, the passion from bodybuilding and seeing all the muscle from these books, and I seen then Arnold's movies on TV. I really didn't know what bodybuilding was, I just seen the muscle. So then later on in life, I joined the gym when I was 15, and then I seen my first bodybuilders. And I got into powerlifting, and then I was offered a free gym membership if I competed in the show. So I thought, how hard could it be to do, you know, a bodybuilding show? I done my own diet, and I ended up winning the show, and the rest is history.
Okay, that's a long history.
Yes.
12 years is a very young age.
Yeah, 12 is when I first touched the weight, and now I'm 31. So again, what I found in the gym was a passion. I loved lifting weights. I had I played rugby. I run for athletics. I done a lot of sports. But when I was in the gym, I felt it was like my home.
Okay.
And every time I went there, I played rugby, and as soon as the game finished, I was tired, but I went to the gym because I love going to the gym. So it was a passion, which is still a passion of mine. And you know, even though I'm the best in the world, I'm very blessed to say that, it's still a passion, it's hobby, because I treat it that way. It's my profession, it's my business, but again, I still as enthusiastic as I was when I was 12 years old, 15 years old, going to the gym as I am now.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, question number 2. Who is your favorite bodybuilder? State of yourself.
Myself. I'm not an ego person, so I wouldn't put me in the mix. I actually would say Tom Platz again, because
of the first.
He would probably be the main person. Of course, I loved a lot of short bodybuilders when I was first looking at bodybuilding. You know, like Lee Priest, Sean Ray. But I think if it wasn't for Tom Platz's book, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have seen that interest. Everybody says Arnold, and of course Arnold is a big fan of mine as well. You could also add Dorian Yates in the mix, because Dorian was Mr. Olympia and he was from the UK like me. But if it was anybody, I'd say again Tom Platz.
Okay, thank you. So, question number 3. Can you tell us about your off-season nutrition?
There is no off-season anymore, unfortunately, because I am very close to my weight class in the 212 class.
Okay.
I actually eat less in the off season. So at this point in time, I keep myself busy. I'm on the road a lot. I travel, such as FIBO this weekend. 2 weeks ago I was in Australia. So I miss meals, not purposely, just because I'm on the booth and at times and doing interviews and stuff like that. But believe it or not, that helps me. It helps me because if I have a great off season, I might be sitting at a big weight. So when I start my real off season, which is in June, I'll be sitting at maybe 230, and then I go up to 250. So if I keep my body weight as low as I can throughout the year, and when I start my off season in June, I go right through to the show. So June all the way to Mr. Olympia. So I go up in weight, and then I come down in weight. As opposed to starting at a higher weight and going up even further, it's only harder for me to get that weight off, because like I said, I am so close to 212 cut off weight.
Okay. Can you tell it in a kind of calories?
I wouldn't even be able to tell you, because again, it's I eat probably about 5 meals when I'm on the road in the off season. Very clean. I eat very clean all year round. I don't eat bad food. But then when it comes to pre-contest, I might even eat 7 to 8 when I start my off-season. And I could put about 10 to 15 pounds on fast, just changing my eating, because my training never fades. My training always stays the same. That's one thing. If my training had to suffer, then I wouldn't be enjoying what I do, because I get to train the same way all the time. I just have to eat less. But when I start, like I said, my prep, it's about 7 meals. From very clean foods, from turkey, chicken, steak, salmon, protein powders, and then carbohydrate sources are oatmeal, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, couscous, quinoa, and then fruits like bananas and some apples and stuff like that. So and plus greens. So there's nothing secretive in my dieting. It's very basic. Quality calories, quality gains.
Okay. Next question. Your 5 most important tips for all German bodybuilders.
Consistency is key. We're in a sport just like, if it was to relation to sprinting and running a long distance race, we are in a long distance race. If a lot of sprinters, they're born fast, you can get faster. But if you're born slow, you're not going to get to be as fast as a sprinter. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. In bodybuilding, everybody wants to get big fast. So it's a marathon. I tell people it's like, you can put a lot of weight on by following a really good diet, but you're not going to look like, Ronnie Coleman, in a year, 2 years. That's been years and years and years of foundation. So my advice to people is consistency is key, knowledge is power, train hard but train smart. And again, to get everything keyed off is, this is something really advice I give to all up-and-comers who are getting good. Treat people how you want to be treated yourself. Because there was a point in my life where I was on the rise, and when I was in a booth, there'd be maybe 5 fans. Then when I had more success, 20 fans. And then 30, 40, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But guess what? Them fans stood in line for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes before. Now they stand in line for up to 2 hours plus, and they return because I treat them how I want to be treated myself. So my advice to you guys is, again, if you have the ability to be where I am one day, always remember, stay humble. There's no issues about being confident, but don't be cocky. Nobody likes a cocky bodybuilder. Humility and humbleness is key, and give back as much as you can to your fans, like doing stuff like this.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Next question. Will you have any competitions in 250?
Yes, I'm focusing currently on the Mr. Olympia and the Korea Grand Prix.
Okay. Which supplements do you regularly use?
Regularly, all year round, is Amino X, because again, being on the road, it's something I can put in my bag easy, especially traveling on a plane. A couple of scoops.
Practical.
Yes, it's very easy, and I take so many scoops of Amino X because so many great flavors. Again, the Eno Explode is something I use on the big days like back and legs. With
just for that or every day?
When it comes pre-contest time, I use it every day. But when it comes to off-season, I don't want to burn my receptors out. You know what I mean? I want to keep everything fresh, ready for pre-contest. And then again, obviously the Synthesis before bed, and then we've got the Isolate then after training. So if I was to say 2 products that are no fail everyday use, Isolate and Amino X. I use them more than any other BSM product because 1, the quality, and 2, the taste. So and the practicality of what I do all year round.
Okay. So. Your secret to success in bodybuilding?
My secret to success, I think I mentioned that earlier in one of the tips, and that is just being yourself. A lot of people try to fake it and try to be somebody they're not. They try to be, a clone of somebody else. For example, there's only one Dana Lynn Bailey, there's only one Kai Green, there's only one Flex Lewis. Why? We're all 3 different people, but we're not trying to be we're not trying to be anybody we're not. Dana is who she is. Kai Green is who he is, and for me, I'm a small town guy from Wales who has been able to, live his dream now and be a champion bodybuilder. But the one thing we all have in common is we all had a dream, and we all never give up on it. We've all had obstacles, we've all had roadblocks, and again, we've all put our mind into achieving what success we have now, and now we're there. But with us all 3 mentioned people, we all give back. A lot of people forget where they came from. A lot of people forget that they were once the amateur, they were once the up and rising pro. Once they get the title, they forget about it. Or once they get to a certain level, they won't stay the extra 10 minutes for the line that they have of the fans.
Yeah.
But then fans will remember that, because next time they'll be there again to stand in line for you for 2 hours again. So it's what makes me different, to answer the question, is a number of things. I feel staying humble, not forgetting where you come from, driven like nomad, and confidence, not cockiness.
Okay. The 3 biggest faults a bodybuilder can do.
Answer that question. Do you want me to do it again?
The three
Okay.
biggest faults a bodybuilder can do.
Okay. 3 biggest faults a bodybuilder can do. I think, again, going into the gym and lifting with his ego, thinking they know better when their coach is telling them that they should be eating a certain diet, but they change it, but their coach doesn't know. And 3, cockiness. Not, we've mentioned it in the past questions, but I think when you summarize all 3, I think we all know somebody that is that person in bodybuilding.
Okay, great. Oh, the last question is a very funny question.
Okay.
What about the girls? Are you a freak or a Superman for them in your country?
I don't know. You have to ask the girls. Well, my fiance is from the United States, so whatever worked for her, I suppose that is the answer to your question. She obviously liked my accent and my big muscles and my big calves. So,
yeah. Is it too big for them, or is it okay? And
believe it or not, in the UK, it's growing tremendously, the sport of bodybuilding and fitness. So now, compared to when I was a junior, under 21, there was no girls involved. Now there's so many girls involved. So we've got a lot of European girls that come over from Russia, Czechoslovakia, etc., etc. So, we've got some really, really pretty girls now competing in bikini. So once people see, oh wow, look at these girls, they're beautiful. How do I get involved? So people keeps on growing and growing and growing. So now these girls, of course, date guys like bodybuilders or men's physique, because they live the same lifestyle. They can understand that they have to eat, 5 meals, 6 meals a day. So I think the girls now are more loving the muscle than ever before in the UK. So I can't say that's the case for everyone else, but that's what I do notice when I go back home. A lot of pretty girls now are dating a lot of my friends, and so good for them.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was the 9 best questions from my blog, from body coaches. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
For this year and the next years, and have a good FIBO.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys, all the fans, and I appreciate all support, and keep on checking out this guy's blog.